Well, it's day 15, part 15. The only reason I know that is because I got to look at my calendar to see where I'm at. This thing is just going on and on and on. But there is an end to it because I'm running out of days on the calendar. And I got to be done. So, too windy to go outside. I don't have one of them fuzzy things for around my camera here. I don't know quite how to hook it in there, but I know they got them fuzzy rabbit looking things that you go on to get the wind noise out. But anyways, just sitting in my my chair out of the motorhome that I converted and put on a set of casters off a little furniture moving dolly. Best use for this chair because it didn't work good in the motorhome. And just sitting here and eating pears off my pear tree. Took 20 goddamn years to get pears to come up on the tree, but they're in there. Not very big yet, but at least we're getting pears out of there. Not sure why it took 20 years, but we got pears now. On the list for today, we've got, I'll turn you around. I'm just sitting here, I'm gonna eat my pears. You guys are gonna have to look a long distance here. Tires. Got the tires back. After I had Huron Automotive put them on the rims, got the rims back, didn't like the rims, so I got new aluminum rims, put them on there. So it took, not quite sure where the money came from, but it took $100 to take my tires off of the old rims and put them on the new rims. Not even gonna look. I did get a free spare tire out of the deal because when they were there I said I need a spare tire. They grabbed one and they got a real little small one. So it does fit in the back of the of Crusty there, which is a good thing. So maybe that spare tire is worth $100 to have that. Probably would be if you're sitting on the side of the road. I got that. Opened up the back hatch on there, but I went to shut the back hatch didn't shut. So with all that bolting of everything on the back, somehow it readjusted the latch, so go over there, gotta unbolt it, shim it, get it working again, add that to the list. I got the studs for the back wheels. Back axles had to be changed. I'll get longer because of the deeper aluminum rims that we have. You wouldn't think it would be that difficult to get a set of frickin' studs to put on the back. Called up O'Reilly's. They didn't know what I was talking about, and they pretty much blew me off because they didn't want to take the time or the energy to try to help me find some studs for this thing that are just a ½ inch longer than stock. That was way, way over their skill set, or at least the person I talked to on the phone. It's sort of the luck of the draw when you go down there. I sort of switched over to O'Reilly's because it seemed like the people behind the counter were really on top of it. Well, bad luck trying to get studs. Got the wrong person. Called up Bumper to Bumper. Within a couple of minutes, they picked out a stud for me. So I said, oh, great, I'll get them coming. So I ordered those. They got them ordered, got them dropped off at the shop, and what a surprise, they just seemed a little too long, which they are because they don't work with the nuts. Back on the phone, I had to cancel those. But one of the guys in the shop, they found a set of lugs that'll work with those new aluminums, and they did that by looking on the internet on a Jeep forum. So I guess maybe Bumper to Bumper and O'Reilly's need to get on that Jeep forum to get a part number for the studs. So I got the studs. I'll get them things put in today. And what else is on the list? I still gotta switch out the bleeders, and maybe you guys are gonna see some exhaust on here tonight. That's the mission. But first, I'm gonna eat my pears, enjoy the beautiful weather out there, and we'll take it from there. So thanks for hanging with me up to this point. We'll see where this night goes. Well, here's what we got for studs. Here is the ones that I took out of there, and here's the new one. And here is the part number, the mysterious part number that neither O'Reilly or Bumper to Bumper knew anything about. So it's a top secret lug. Well, let's get this put in there. I got this stud out already. I took that out yesterday. And I used a handy dandy, the brand new air hammer, knocked that out of there. Now there is a different size knurl on here. It's a little bit bigger than the other one. The other one was just a couple thousand smaller. And to put these in, I got this handy dandy tool right here. And what this does, it's better than using a hammer and trying to draw them in with just a bunch of washers and things like that, I think. We might be going back the other direction. So, there's a bearing right here in this end that swivels and turns. And this cup fits around the back side. This is the first time I'm using this, so we're trying this out together here. Put some lube on the knurls. And put some lube on the threads. Just my handy dandy can with some transmission fluid. Slide this in from the back. We're going to have to position this every time to locate it around here. Put our handy dandy tool on here. And a lug nut, which I have right here. Just took one of the old lug nuts, and we are going to try to draw this thing in there, except I forgot my impact. Back in 1 second. Still there. So, earplugs going on, or headphones. So you can see it drawing up on the knurls, or maybe not. Big thing is you just got to draw it in to set it tight. Yeah, that looks like it. Well, I guess maybe that'd not be the way to use it. I already busted and cracked the tool. So it looks like we're going back to the flat washers, and it looks like this thing is going back. Or, well, we'll go back old school on this deal. But I'll show you how I knock these out. It's that simple. So, I'll get you set up when I get my stack of washers on there, and we'll try it again. Well, let's try this deal again. Put my stud in there, oiled it up, just grab a bunch of old washers that left over from that bumper that I didn't use. Put that on there. Grab that same lug nut. And it's set on there. I wonder if they're going to give me my 35 bucks back for that god dang tool. We'll have to get bumper call. So that's what I've got to do on all the rest of these is get those set on there and go from there. So on to the next project. Oh, I do have a couple of little projects started here. So I will finish up on lug nuts. I did get the back lights put in there. Rough Country sent those along. Real nice looking lights. Not impressed at all with the hardware choice that they sent with it. I think I know why they did it. It's just sort of a universal length on there, so it's extra long. I only need about a third of that length, and those look like pretty frickin' cheap pieces of crap as far as nuts on there. So I put a 1/4 inch button head on there with an Allen head. These aren't stainless. I didn't have any around, but I did use stainless flat washers and an eye lock on there to secure those on there. So I got that done. And what else I get done? I was talking about our door not shutting. Got in there and put some, loosen this up from the bottom. Didn't have to take the bumper off, fortunately. Put some stainless steel washers underneath there, tightened it down. We got that working. And then the next thing is, got to get the spare tire set in there. Not quite sure where this is supposed to be stored. There's got to be some fancy little hidey hole they got in this Jeep to hide the jack in this deal here. But I found the parts and pieces to put the spare tire on there. And spare tire. It's a real small size on here, which you can see is a whole lot smaller diameter than those, but that's good because it fits up there. But couldn't leave it alone, so took the descaler from the backside, cleaned it up, put some paint on there about 15 minutes ago, and in about 20 minutes it'll be ready to get installed. And then just keep moving on. Still didn't get to the exhaust. We're working towards it. I just keep getting sidetracked with all these little things that got to be done. Just a little tech tip putting these things on here. I put a 5/8 washer up against here. Otherwise the shoulder gets stuck on the 1/2 inch washer. Put the washers in here and then put a 5/8 washer on top, and you're good to go. I guess you don't need that $35 tool to put these studs in. I thought I was going high tech, but that's working. Well, Crusty's got a back windshield washer fluid. It was bothering me, so I got distracted. Didn't get to the muffler, but our exhaust. We're getting there though. So anyways, I changed out the wiper or the pump motor, and it worked. And we got fluid all the way back, so nobody cut the lines through time. And we have a spare tire. Have no idea where that little jack is supposed to be stored or that's going to get stored. Also one thing, now that I put longer lug nuts on there, you need to, the regular cap lug nuts will not work with this, so make sure you've got some spare lug nuts without the caps on. So I'll zip tie these to the tire and we're good to go. Hopefully we're never going to need it, but it's there. So I got the lug nuts, or the studs all put on this side. They only had 9 in stock. So tomorrow, another part I got to get in and get that stud. Working towards the front to get to the exhaust. Oh, and by the way, I did get the brakes bled, changed out the bleeders on there, got rid of some of the cheap ones, and put the ones from AutoZone that, well, are almost as cheap. Now we are going to talk exhaust, your header studs. Right there they are. Those two things could be your problem child if you don't treat them right. So what I did on there is I took and capped them took and cleaned them up. I'm not quite sure what size they started out life as, but I did tap them or run a die on there to a 3/8 16 coarse thread, and then I got this stainless steel coupler nut, and that's what I'm going to use for the nut. Couple reasons: one, it's stainless and it's not going to seize that stud, and then it's going to protect the uncovered portion of that stud through its life, and it's not going to corrode up. So always take your time and take it gentle on these. Don't break them off, because I've spent more freaking hours than I'd like to figure trying to fix and cob up exhaust studs. Now, I know we talked a bit about what I was doing with the exhaust on here, and I said that it was a real nice system and I liked it. They got everything put together, but I'm going to add this flex in here. So I'm going to take the portaband, cut this right here, cut a chunk out of here, weld this in here. That way there's a flex from there to there. And there again, it goes back to protecting your header exhaust studs, so you don't put any extra torque on those, because you don't want to break them off. So next mission, cut that off. And then also, according to the picture that I ordered off of, I thought there were supposed to be two exhaust, or maybe not on this one. On this part here, there were supposed to be two CO2 sensors, bungs. That is so what I'm going to have to do, since I've got an upstream CO2 sensor will go there, I'm going to have to cut a hole and put the downstream sensor there. It doesn't have a catalytic converter on there, but I'm going to run them both, upstream and down to sensor. Not sure what it's going to do, but they're on there. So I've got new ones. These are the sensors here, upstream, and this is the upstream one right here. They have to go in there. So let me get at her, and I will bring you back tomorrow after I have some of this stuff put in there. So I'll at least get a little bit of this roughed in, because the sun is starting to set out there, and that means I need to shut down things, because I got to go to work tomorrow. Talk to you guys next episode. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. This channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.